Dialga and Zacian are two of the most common Pokemon in the Master League Classic meta, and they are damn annoying. I'm seeing a lot of battlers discouraged by these two as well, either because they're just getting annoyed by facing them all the time, or because they don't have access to them, which makes them feel like they're at a disadvantage. Which, well, I'm not gonna disagree with. Zacian and Dialga are absolutely busted, and they are like crutches for a lot of people. They just fit in any team comp really easily, which makes team building very simple. However, I think that just like crutches, these two are just tools that can be replaced. It's gonna take a little more effort in team building and a bit more finesse, but I think you can do very well with teams without these two. So today we'll be taking a look at one of them. This team of Giratina, Lugia and Groudon did really well for me, only getting positive sets. And this is not the only no Dialga Zacian team I've ran, by the way. I've been trying out different squads, and I've got two different or other teams that also worked amazingly for me that I'll put on the right there, which I might also still showcase. So if you want to see any of these two, let me know and I might make a future video of them. But for now, let's just head into this team. The squad is mainly centered around Groudon, which I think is a very underutilized pick at the moment. I think I've only faced like one or two of them in all my battles, but I think it has a lot of play in the current meta. It can beat Dialga, it does very well against Zacian, it destroys the steel types, and still has play versus other dragons like Giratina. Now, of course, it does get destroyed by Pokemon like Ho-Oh and Kyogre, which are kinda common, which is why I'm pairing it with Giratina in the lead, which can beat both Kyogre and Ho-Oh. Then in the middle, I'm running Lugia, because it's just a very bulky and flexible Pokemon that has play versus basically everything. Put it in the right situations, and it can also beat Dialga and Zacian. So it is really nice, and it's also a very good core combined with Groudon and Giratina. Now, this team is definitely not perfect. There are some issues. A Pokemon like Togekiss can give some problems, but all three of these Pokemon have play against it. Giratina actually beats Togekiss in the 0 shield scenario. A Lugia can win in the 0 and 1 shield scenario. And Groudon, whilst it loses, it can get very close with fire punches, so it's really not that bad. Also, Pokemon like Zarude could be kinda rude for this team, but Sky Attacks and Fire Punches do a lot of damage there, so it really isn't that bad. Let's just head into these battles and see how we do. First battle, we have Giratina Mirror, and one important part here is that I'm actually running a Best Buddy Giratina. If you have the option of Best Buddies on this team, definitely go with Giratina, because winning the CMP tie against opposing Giratina Mirror leads is huge, and that's gonna make the difference in this matchup. Now, I always Ominous Wind bait first, because 99% of the time they will shield, and then I'll go Shadow Ball second, because usually they won't shield this. They can survive an Ominous Wind, so they won't shoot. If they don't shoot that, you're in trouble, because they can just Shadow Ball you, and you're either shield down or you'll switch advantage. They brought in Dialga. I don't want to let my Giratina get farmed down, so going to Lugia, since that's actually a pretty even matchup, and usually they actually will switch out, or they'll throw a move and you have to shoot, but it's also fine. Like, Groudon is not that great of a matchup versus Dialga still, to be honest. You kind of rely on teamwork. You do generally win that, but if the Dialga farms down my Giratina completely there, I'm in huge trouble. So you don't want to let Giratina farm down there, even though you can get, like, proper alignment, I guess. Lugia is still fine enough versus Dialga to switch it in. And as you can see, Lugia has already brought Dialga to, like, half HP, so I'm looking pretty good. This is basically Fire Punch range now. I will shoot this up. I wasn't expecting the Draco, but I also wasn't expecting that if they threw Iron Head bait there, I would lose, right? I can just shield that up safely. Even though it was the Iron Head bait, I should still be incredibly fine. I threw a Fire Punch and now I dip just to catch this move. Honestly, this is unnecessary, but I just want to finish it off with my Groudon. I could have also just taken that Iron Head or Draco from Dialga on my Groudon, and I would have still been able to finish off with either my Groudon or my Giratina. But yeah, it worked out. That's a GG. Alright, Togekiss Lead. This is probably the hardest lead you can see. The way I play this kind of varies. I feel like most of these Togekiss are shielding the Shadow Ball. So you might want to consider baiting here, which is something I will do later. However, Sometimes it don't shield, so it is kind of up to you. But you can't, well, you can sometimes reach 2 Shadow Balls. It really depends on move timing. This time I did reach it, sometimes you don't reach it. So I would definitely recommend baiting if possible. This time I did reach it 2 Shadow Balls though, so I will take that. And like farming down Togekiss is a problem then, but I can just go in Lugia and farm it down. And now I have a bunch of energy. It goes Melmetal though, not great, really not great. I will no shield these superpowers. It will do damage, but not that much. They're actually doing 2 superpowers here, which is kind of worrisome. Meaning they might have something else weak to Groudon in the back. Might be double steal, but it's actually Rhyperior. These mid slaps are adding up. And I make a mistake here. Honestly, I think it's pretty obvious they are gonna shield this. So I should probably Fire Punch bait it. And if I Fire Punch bait it, I would have reached another Earthquake. So I would have reached the Earthquake. So I could have gotten rid of this Rhyperior already. And had my Groudon with like a tiny bit of HP left standing, which is enough HP to survive enough Thunder Shocks. But now I'm gonna have to Arrow Blast this Rhyperior. I will no shield this move, because I'm pretty sure it's not a Rock Cracker. And even if it is, I can't shield it, because I need the shields for a Melmetal, otherwise I'll just lose. So it is actually a superpower. So that's pretty nice. It comes Melmetal, and I was not feeling that good. I wasn't expecting to win this. Lugia is good, but I don't think it's this good. But one Arrow Blast does hit, does a lot of damage. I'm gonna let this Rock Slide go for no reason. You should really shield this, but I know it doesn't kill. So yeah, I just let it go. And now I'm actually gonna do Sky Attack, and this will KO or almost KO, and I think I'm fine, right? Does knock out, and we win this match. Lugia is such a monster. It is crazy. All right, Dialga Lead is pretty rough. I bring in Lugia here. This is a pretty even matchup. Now, what you want to do here really depends on what the opposing Dialga does. They throw a move here. This is not always a big move. It sometimes is Iron Head, so you could consider calling the move as well. But the majority of the time, it's either been Thunder or Draco. So I do like shielding that. The Ring Energization, I go for an Arrow Blast. Maybe I should have baited here again. Again, that is really up to you what you want to do there, how risky you want to play it. I was content with just getting a shield there. However, if I had Sky Attack there, I would have been in an even better spot. I go for another Arrow Blast. You're actually going to see me baiting in a scenario like this later on in the video, and it goes completely wrong. So it is just, like, baiting is just 50-50 a lot of the times. But I think baiting there is probably safe. I think if you throw the Sky Attack in that scenario there, I think they're going to shield like 70% of the time. So it's probably worth throwing the Sky Attack instead of the Arrow Blast. Even if they don't shield that 30% of the time. Anyway, Dialga comes back in. Giratina with energy is so good. We Shadow Ball it, it dies. It's a Mewtwo. And I still have Lugia at low HP, and I have Groudon. Groudon is a pretty even matchup versus Mewtwo. Though a lot of Mewtwo's nowadays are running the Ice Beam, which is of course not great. It is not great. So I'm gonna shield this up, because if they're running Ice Beam, I assume they throw it immediately to try to throw me off. But they throw Side Strike, so maybe it's not Ice Beam, maybe it's Shadow Ball. I don't know. They shoot my Fire Punch though, luckily. Now they do throw a move. This could be an Ice Beam. They threw exactly at, what is it, 7 Psycho Cuts? And I don't die. It is the Ice Beam, but I don't die. Groudon is such a monster. I'm telling you, I think Groudon is so underrated. Look at that. Earthquake kills, GG. Alright, another... Oh my god, Dialga Lead, big lag. I will go into my Lugia. Try to farm him down. I think this guy throws Thunder right here, so I will shield it up. Yeah, that's a good shield. It's a really good shield. Staying in for a little longer. I throw a Sky Attack expecting them to shield here. But they're a madman and they don't shield it, which is kind of wild. In comes Giratina. And now I throw another Sky Attack expecting another shield. Because I am again at Arrow Blast energy. But they're gonna end up no shielding. I think this was like a couple games after that previous game where they shielded my Arrow Blast. And I was like, alright, you know what? Screw it. I'm just gonna bait. But no, this guy shoots none of my baits. So this is not great. Gonna Ominous Wind the Giratina right here. Oh, man, these Shadow Claws are kind of off sync. It's kind of weird. I'm gonna have to shield this up. Because even Ominous Wind would do too much damage. I wanna save some health so I can throw a Shadow Ball at the Dialga. Let's see. Let's see. I'll probably end up throwing Ominous Wind, and they probably don't even shield, right? Or am I actually gonna get a bait? Am I gonna get this bait? Oh, I actually got a bait. That's huge. That's huge. Here comes Mewtwo. This is not terrible, but again, if they run Ice Beam, this is not great. Just go for Earthquake straight away. I'm really hoping they don't throw an Ice Beam. If they don't run Ice Beam, I should be able to win this. Maybe? I think I'll be able to farm down. I don't know, it's gonna be close. It is Ice Beam. Almost dead. Don't get to the fire punch. I could have tried to leave more health on that Mewtwo. The thing is, if I left more health on that Mewtwo to farm down with my Giratina, that would have reached a Side Strike. So there was no option. I get very close to another Ominous Wind there, but it's not close enough, and we lose. GG. Alright, another Giratina Mirror. Again, my opponent doesn't have a best buddy Giratina. So I will be able to win CMP here. I should be able to win this matchup. However, it all depends on denying and sneaking also. They snuck in their Shadow Claw right there, so I needed to sneak mine in as well to be even again, and luckily I did. Otherwise, I would have been screwed. Though, they do go Shadow Ball anyway, so I'm lucky I no-shield that, or I mean I shield that, or I have died. Go for a Shadow Ball here, which they do shield up. Even if they Ominous Wind bait me here, I'm just gonna shoot. Actually, no, I know this team. I know, again, this is, if you saw my Everluck video, this is the same player. This is the same player I lost to with Giratina Double Steal. Well, the only reason I lost is because my internet crashed, if you remember that. That was in my Everluck video. But again, it's Giratina Double Steal, and Groudon just destroys this backline. So knowing that like after he like went 2 shoots down on Giratina, I knew that Groudon was just gonna come in and sweep. So I let my own Giratina go, and now it's up to Groudon to finish the job. And like Lugia versus Excadrill is still not that bad. So, you know, that's why I went in with Groudon versus the Melmetal. I could have also considered staying in with Lugia, because it's also not that bad. Saving the Groudon for the Excadrill, but Lugia is pretty good against Excadrill, so no reason to. I'm just gonna overfarm by 1 here, because then I will outpace the Excadrill to a Fire Punch 100% of the time. I don't have to overcharge more, don't have to risk anything. Gonna go for the Fire Punch. This also does a lot of damage. I really want to be fancy. I tried to catch a Duran, but there's no need. There's no need. I'm just gonna Sky Attack this. Actually, I tried to catch a Duran here, but we were off sync. One of us lagged a turn, so I couldn't switch, but that's fine. I survived 2 Rock Slides as Lugia, so no matter what he throws here, I should be very, very good. Actually, if I caught that move, they actually Rock Slid, so yeah, that would have been pretty funny if they Rock Slid my Groudon and then I caught it on Lugia, but yeah, it was over. GG. Alright, Zacian Lead. This is okay. I think what you should do here is shoot this first move, because it's always a play rough. I didn't really realize how to play this matchup though, and I no-shielded, hoping they'd no-shield this Shadow Ball too, but they shielded up. And I think this happens pretty often. So maybe you should consider Ominous Wind baiting. But I think some Zacians also no-shield, so I don't know, again, it's up to you. But yeah, since I no-shield the first play rough, they actually get to the close combat before my Shadow Ball. If I would have just double Shadow Balled and shielded their first play rough, I think that might be the way. Shield the first play rough, double Shadow Ball. You will be able to get to the second Shadow Ball before their second play rough. So I think that is the play. Anyway, I will bring in Groudon. In comes Mewtwo. This is okay. I will shield this up. I will overfarm a bit more. Throw the Earthquake before they can get to another Side Strike. And then I'll likely switch into Lugia, because this won't kill. And I want to make sure I can farm this down without my Groudon taking another Side Strike. Get one more Mud Shot. Go into Lugia. Kills the Mewtwo. And now, what comes in? What comes in? Melmetal. It's not great. That's not great. The Zacian also has some energy, because it did build up a little bit. So this is not looking too good for me at this time. It's gonna Arrow Blast here though. This does do damage. And if I can get to a Sky Attack after this, I should be looking pretty fine. Already took 1 Rock Slide. The next one won't kill, but the third one definitely will. Of course, I have no shields. I gotta let this go. Come on, Lugia, get to the Sky Attack. I don't get there. I'm gonna need a full Fire Punch to knock this out. I can't farm it down with the Groudon. That's for sure. The Super Power will knock me out. So I should really be throwing this like there. But I thought they needed 1 more Thunder Shock. But also, if I didn't overfarm more, they would have definitely reached a close combat on Zacian. So this was just a rough stop spot, and our Groudon ends up being taken out by the male model. So GG. Alright, decent lead. In comes Dialga. You want to instant switch a Groudon here. This is not a great matchup, actually. This is not amazing, even though, of course, I'm a ground type. Dialga, Dragon Breath do so much damage. And since they switch in, they have a little bit of energy advantage to actually outpace you. But I still go straight for the Earthquake, expecting the no shield. They let it go, and it's pretty fine. Pretty good. Here comes a Togekiss, though. Don't love it. But, like I said, Fire Punches do add up here. So if I'm able to get to 2, or hopefully maybe even 3 Fire Punches, I should be looking good. I'm pretty sure Earthquake does more in this matchup, actually. Well, slightly more than Fire Punch. It's like a single HP, I think. So if you can only get to 1 move, go for Earthquake. So a bit of a misplay right there. I could have done like 1 HP more damage, which might be huge. But I don't think it's gonna matter that much in the long scheme of things. Anyway, I bring in Giratina versus Togekiss because they let the Groudon, right? So my Lugia is just gonna wall that thing, and I throw Ominous. I thought I'd be able to get it to Ominous, but I kind of mistimed my move, which now I won't be able to get to Ominous. So just switch to Lugia, saving that energy, and well, they know Groudon just gets absolutely walled by Lugia, so they concede, and it's GG. Alright, Dialga Lead. I go into Lugia as always. In comes a Metagross, and this is not looking too good. However, Metagross can't really get too much energy, because Lugia does so much damage with these Dragon Tails already, and Aeroblast will definitely hurt too, and so they can't really farm me down. Or they'd have to use a shield. Both are fine with me, actually. I think I threw my Aeroblast immediately here. I think I should have over-farmed by 1 or 2 Dragon Tails, because then there's a bigger chance of my opponent misplaying by miscounting the moves. Now they had perfect timing, because they knew I would need at least 5 Dragon Tails, right? So I end up being taken out right before the Sky Attack. I farm it down with Giratina though, and now energy on Giratina is quite huge. I go for the Shadow Ball. Maybe I should have Ominous Winded there, because I think a shield in that case is pretty obvious, and you're gonna see it's gonna end up mattering. Now, I'm a shield up, so I go for the bait, thinking they would never expect a bait. So they shield, but they don't shield. And now I just go for the Earthquake, hoping they miscounted, and I kill them. Expecting them to shield, expecting them to expect me to throw a Fire Punch. But no, they shield my Earthquake. So yes, the baits are going really well, as always. I should be able to get to another Earthquake though before they get to 2 more moves, I'm guessing. Let's see. Play rough, alright, fine. I go for the EQ, this will kill the Zacian. I probably should have just gone double Earthquake, to be honest, instead of that 1 Fire Punch. I felt safe with that bait as well, since I know that when Earthquake doesn't knock out, I need another Fire Punch to kill. But honestly, I should have just gone double Earthquake. I think it's safer. Now, since I didn't, look, I think I'm gonna survive this barely, right? No, actually, oh, I thought I still reached the Ominous Wind there. I really thought I'd still reach the Ominous Wind there. So I lost that game because I didn't bait the Ominous Wind earlier. But no, that one did matter. Just the baits on the Zacian were pretty bad. But that definitely lost me the game. I could have won it. That's okay. That's okay. Better luck next time. Alright, Togekiss Lead. This time I'm gonna end up baiting with Ominous Wind. We end up doing some weird lag here. You really want to throw the Ominous as soon as possible. But we had some visual shit, and now just throw it. Hopefully at a good time. Ominous Wind. And this game is just, you know, sometimes you just gotta get lucky. And with Giratina, if you get lucky, that basically means you win the game. Because the boost is absolutely overpowered in this league. It is so insane. Because of this boost, I'll be able to beat this Togekiss in the 2-shield scenario, basically. So that's insane. A dragon should only be able to do that. But Giratina with energy or with the boost is, they even bringing their Mewtwo here. I just stay in, I get a bunch of Dragon Claw damage or Shadow Claw damage. I go in Lugia, and this is now in Sky Attack. I will shoot this up because I want to save my Lugia. I'm kind of expecting it to maybe be Kyogre in the back. And if it's Kyogre in the back, I will need this Lugia. So that's why I shield that. Togekiss Kyogre is a common core. We ended up having some more lag here, so for some reason we end up seeing P dying on this move, which, I don't know, that was kind of weird. But yeah, I could not count this game, because of all the visual lag. It's kind of dumb. But I think it was similar on my opponent's end. Alright, but it's extra drill and yeah, we just win this. I could just go for Fire Punch here, but for some reason I end up going for Earthquake, which is I think very unnecessary, but fine. Very fine, because, you know, kills. I don't die to 2 Durants, though I was kind of worried at this very moment that I will die. But I don't, and I go for the Earthquake. And after this, Lugia should be able to finish the other Pokemon off. Yeah, bring in Togekiss. This thing doesn't have any energy, but I go for Sky Attack anyway. It's gonna be useless on the Mewtwo because it doesn't have any energy. It's only 1 HP, so I just farm this down, and that is GG, and it's the final game of the day 2. Hope this video was helpful. Hope you enjoyed these battles. If you're watching this on December 31st, I hope you have a good New Year's Eve. If you're watching this after, wish you a very happy 2022. Good luck in your battles. See you next time.